I think very honestly that Governor Pence had no idea of the ramifications and the feelings that people would have.
Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like! Our state! Our state! Our state! Our state!
Human rights are more important than religious rights.
Yes! This law does not openly allow discrimination. No, what it does is it creates a roadmap, a path to get us to discrimination.
If someone invites me to dinner, I gotta say, hang on, let me look up the restaurant.
If a gay couple was to come in, like say they wanted us to provide them pizzas for a wedding, we would have to say no. We're not discriminating against anyone. It's just that's our belief.
What about our substantial burden?
They did this in direct response to the legalization of same-sex marriage in
And there it is, the first same-sex couple to be legally married in the state of Indiana today at the Marion County Courthouse after a monumental ruling is handed down by a federal judge.
Today is a tragic and sad day for the children and families of Indiana because a single unelected federal judge has struck down Indiana's law protecting marriage between one man and one woman, paving the way for homosexual marriages to be legal in the state of Indiana.
We're not asking Eric Miller's blessing. We don't want his blessing. When the bill was going through the legislature, I offered 2 amendments that would have recognized the compelling interest that our state has in preventing discrimination. It also would have protected local ordinances that bar discrimination. Both of these amendments were defeated.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
As a state rep, having been there 30 years, I have never seen this type of reaction to a bill.
We begin with major new developments tonight regarding Angie's List, those plans to expand its East Side headquarters and add 1,000 jobs now on hold. Company leaders say the decision is a direct response to what it's calling Indiana's new anti-LGBT discrimination law.
Will Salesforce pull out completely from Indiana?
Walmart, Eli Lilly,
Alcoa, the Indiana State Chamber of Commerce, Cummins, and Columbus. When you start to see a multiple effect like this bill has had, it worries every state legislator, and that's why you had Senator Tim Lannon, the minority leader of the Senate, and Scott Pilath, our minority leader in the House, calling for repeal immediately of this bill. Now, you know Governor Pence has taken a very strong stance against that.
So this is a yes or no question. Is Advance America right when they say a florist in Indiana can now refuse to serve a gay couple without fear of punishment?
Well, let me explain to you the
yes
purpose
or no?
of this.
If a florist in Indiana refuses to serve a gay couple at their wedding, is that legal now in Indiana?
George, I abhor discrimination. I can tell you from my heart, if I was in a restaurant and saw a business owner deny services to someone because they were gay, I wouldn't eat there anymore.
Yes or no question, Governor. Do you think it should be legal in the state of Indiana to discriminate against gays or lesbians?
George.
I think he's made some promises to certain people that lost the same-sex marriage in the Constitution fight. Governor Pence is very close to those that have Americans for Prosperity, which can give any type of dollar amount that they want to give. And I know the Koch brothers have certainly donated to his campaign before and probably will continue to. They're willing to spend $899 million, they have said, on the upcoming campaigns. So I think that worries a lot of us too, on both sides of the aisle.
This is Governor Pence signing the Religious Freedom Act last Thursday. He is surrounded by a group of lobbyists who helped write the law. This is Kurt Smith. Smith claims the gay community has no life beyond, quote, absorption with narcissistic sex. And he helped write the bill. This is Micah Clark. He believes that homosexuality is a, quote, treatable disorder. And finally, standing directly behind the governor is a man named Eric Miller. He has the powerful anti-gay group Advance America. Their website states the Religious Freedom Restoration Act will help protect individuals, Christian businesses, and churches from those supporting homosexual marriages and those supporting government recognition and approval of gender identity, parentheses, male cross-dressers. By way of an example, Advance America offers this. Christian bakers, florists, and photographers should not be punished for refusing to participate in a homosexual marriage.
This is sort of a way to maybe make those people feel that they have accomplished something. I think that Governor Pence is going to have to rethink this issue along with the Republicans in the House and Senate. I know several of them were on television yesterday saying that it was misinformation, misinterpreted. I've heard that over and over again.
What jump-started this bill was it had to be a government entity. It's very clear in the bill. I got the bill with me, highlighted. It was very clear that the only way this bill could be enacted is if government, not the florist shop, not the caterer, all the misled information out there. So what I was trying to do and what the bill did was really protect government of coming into the private sector of businesses and saying to them, this is what you will do. But it had nothing to do with the gays and the lesbians or any of that.
Why do you think the businesses took it that way then?
Well, that's a good question. I think the business took it that way of a word called perception. It was like a grass fire in an old country lot in August when the grass is dead. The perception, which is very important in life, the word perception. And the perception was that it didn't do that. And I may add, we asked for that perception in certain cases. Example one, when the governor signed the bill, he signed it behind closed door. Now, my mom and daddy taught me that when you do something behind a closed door, it's probably not something you should be doing. The perception of that was horrible, terrible. Point two, the picture that they took during that, I had no idea that it had certain individuals who I do not support in any cases that supported that bill standing behind the governor. And I'll make that perfectly clear. If I would have known some of those individuals would have been connected to that bill, I would have never voted for it due on their credibility. Three, some of the people that stood behind him, what they were posting on their Facebooks was so mean, so prejudiced, so bigoted that it was disgusting that I thought to myself, how could I have voted for something that these people say it does, even though it didn't? So we asked for a lot of that perception out there, plus the fact that when our elected officials was asked the question, would you put this in the Constitution, this language of sexual orientation and discrimination, would you put that into the Constitution of the great state of Indiana? The answer back to them was, we don't need to. We have open arms here in Indiana. Bad answer.
I have a right to wave my arms around and flail and dance until my hand meets your nose, at which point I've interfered with your right to exist peacefully and happily. So we are all constrained in our rights as we operate in a plurality, in a pluralistic society. We've chosen to be Americans, which means we've chosen to have some of our rights constrained because we want to live in a diverse, free society. Freedom comes with responsibilities, and it comes with acknowledging the freedom of somebody else. And I don't think religious adherents are being oppressed in this state or in this nation. It's certain minorities that have been oppressed and who haven't had the political and legislative voice to assert their own rights. And I think as freedom-loving Americans, we need to protect all of our brothers and sisters in enjoying the civil rights that we've all agreed are important for this nation.
From sea